Yeah. Stop Dick Riding Podcast. Ill Flow the Dictator. A lot of people will be asking me how I met Tim Dog. Um, I met Tim Dog in Atlanta. I was down there just sightseeing. I was locked up, and when I came home, like that was like at the top of my bucket list. I gotta go down south. You know what I'm saying? See what all the hype about. And I never been back. I never been back. I met him, Kool Keith, Marc Live, Jackie Jasper, Bushman. I met all of them. They was doing Project X, Iconic. They was doing the video for Iconic. They was like 2 days in doing the video for Iconic, and I was selling CDs, and Tim Dog did not want to buy no motherfucking CD. He was like, "Nah, you can get it to me though. I'll listen to it." I was like, "I'm good." So make a long story short, Kool Keith bought the CD. Me and him chopped it up, and Dog really listened to that CD. Like on the CD had my name, my email, my phone, all my contact information. So prior to me leaving or whatever, he called me. I barely made it 2 blocks. I drove about 2 blocks. You know what I'm saying? I was in Atlanta. I ain't had no license. I ain't had shit. I was just down that motherfucker just grinding. You know what I'm saying? Selling CDs and shit. And he called me. He's like, yo, come back to the warehouse. And I'm like, I don't even know where I was at. He like, it's Fulton Industrial. And he sent me the information. And it was history from there, man. I went back to the studio and, they was doing some shit. And I'm telling them, I'm like, y'all just doing this. Y'all need to be doing mixtapes. Like everybody, at the time, everybody was listening to mixtapes. Like the hottest artists came off mixtapes. This the G Unit era. So I'm like, yo, I think we need to, focus on this. The music is good. Y'all selling records, but I need to build my fan base. I need to build my catalog. You feel what I'm saying? So that was my thing. But at the time, I probably had about like 9 mixtapes out, and I had them all pressed up. So he got to see and listen to what I was doing. And I was very successful doing what I was doing. State to state, city to city. I was doing what I had to do. But his impact on my life just was out of here, man. Like that's my goat. Like he did so much shit for me, countless things, man. I can't even name. I never, experienced a bad experience fucking with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? We've been to the Bronx. He introduced me to all his friends. Everybody. Everybody. From Diddy's, no Diddy, all the way to up the African Bambaataa. You feel what I'm saying? Grandmaster Cash, countless people. Mickey Benson, and we built this strong friendship, and that's just been my guy, man. We had several projects recorded, had about 4 albums done. I was in process of doing my album when he died. So, that never got to materialize. He always tell me, he's like, yo, Illflow, man, you too dope. Ain't nobody gonna put you on. Can't get on niggas' tracks rapping like you the God MC. And I'm like, I never understood that. I just thought, talent was talent. He like, talent ain't talent, my nigga. You better than all of these niggas, and you can't display it like that. Like you gotta let a nigga get off on you on one of these tracks, because first of all, they not gonna put it out. If you kill a Lil Wayne or you kill a Nas on the record, you will not make the record. And I didn't understand that. I'm thinking, nah, I think Nas a fucking kid. If I spit fire, that ain't bigging him up. And he like, no, that ain't bigging him up. That's making him work. Like, you feel what I'm saying? He could do the song by himself and damn near get the same impact. And, and he schooled me. That was just like the first rule of advice. And I went, my whole run trying to destroy niggas on tracks. And that made me cut down like on a lot of features, a lot of stuff that I really wanted to do. I turned down a lot of features, and he just impacted my life so much. And it's just history from there, you know. But a lot of niggas be dick riding. You know what I mean? That's why I started to stop dick riding podcasts, because if you dick ride, I'm on your heels. You know what I'm saying? Niggas say a lot of shit, but you know, he was before. Tim Dog reinvented himself with me. He really reinvented himself. He listened, he took notes, and the mixtape game was a game I was in. That was a game, a lane a lot of old school niggas wasn't doing. They didn't know nothing about, you know, the profitability. They probably know about the money, but they didn't know the grind. That's a serious grind selling mixtape city to city. I'm talking about I'm in Ohio one day, the next day I'm in Louisiana, the next day I'm in Texas, next day I'm in Georgia, next day I'm in the Carolinas. I might be in Alabama, Mississippi. I'm somewhere. Feel what I'm saying? Promoting myself, putting it out there, and you know, press up 1,000 copies. Shit, $10. That's $1,000. You know what I'm saying? But dude stand on the corner for it. I know because I used to do it. So, you know, he just transformed my hustle from that into something bigger. He made me look at the bigger picture. And by looking at the bigger picture, I kind of just like fell out of orbit. Like when he passed, it was like a stop. I had a hit record and everybody was celebrating, and you know, I had a good feature on the record. I paid for myself, and I got the news. It was devastating, but you know, like he always told me, he kept telling me, Flo, use me, because when I ain't here, you ain't gonna be able to do, you ain't gonna be able to use me. All you gonna be able to do is just tell the stories. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I pushed for the hijack the drone video. You know, we did the hijack the drone video. And we ain't take a lot of pictures like we dudes. We around each other. We not like, oh, let me get a picture with you, Kool Keith. And I seen the nigga, we lived together. Like all us lived together in condos. You know, they condos on the 6th floor, mine was on the 31st floor. Me and Dog stayed in the same condo at one point. Then he got me my own shit. Then we had somebody else, Lay Stones, another artist. I convinced him to sign and bring on board. And you know, that was basically history. American Gangsters was born. He had Project X. They had everything they was doing was great. I love what they was doing. I supported everything they did. You know what I'm saying? It's just what we was doing over here. It was brewing. When I tell you American Gangsters was brewing, that shit was brewing. Motherfuckers knew we was coming. We was getting shows off a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically that was the end of the run when he passed. And I kind of just went underground. I wasn't, because I knew ain't nobody really was gonna take interest in what I was doing, like my vision. I couldn't talk to motherfuckers how I used to. Took me months, years to start getting open, talking to him how I wanted to. So I know talking to another motherfucker and trying to build that whole relationship or business relationship over would have took a lot out of me, you know. Mm. Hussain Fatal from the Outlaws played a major part in him signing me. You know, because Fatal always wanted to try to get his hands on me. He like, yo, I'm gonna sign him. If you don't sign him, let me sign him. And I think that motivated him to sign me quicker than what he did. You know, and he gave me the bag. I ain't gonna stunt, act like he ain't get it to me. He gave me the bag for an independent label and an artist. He gave me the bag. You know, and I deeply appreciated it. And I traveled with them, which was the most priceless experience to me. You know, I'm from Jersey, Jersey City, New Jersey. You know, and to be around all these hip hop legends like this, and and got to travel with them, see how they move, how they, you know, the mic checks and shit I just didn't experience. I just do, you know, cut the mic on, I get up there, you throw the beat on, and I perform. And this shit is strategically calculated. Like it's not nothing that you could just wake up and just do. Feel what I'm saying? But it was a lot of haters, a lot of shit, man, came into play. A lot of things, and they saying he's scamming shit. I couldn't pay attention to that shit. This a nigga. His room right there, my room right here. Like we eat breakfast and lunch and dinner together. Like we running the label. We started a whole new joint. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like he looked at me as a business partner, as a friend, as a little brother. You feel what I'm saying? And I didn't take advantage of it one day. One day, one bit, nothing. He needed something. He called on me, said, Flo, I need this, I need that. And I went and scraped it up from the town. I bought about 9 people from Jersey. And they all don't live in New Jersey today. Born Gift, my nigga, DJ Storyteller. You got Ruthie, got Lay Stones. You feel what I'm saying? And the list goes on, countless others. Things that we needed for our company. You feel what I'm saying? Because American Gangsters, to this day, we had 2 projects. 2 projects. American Gangsters, $250,000. I know that sold 250,000. That's how he was able to obtain the meeting with 2 unknown artists and himself included, because he was in the group. It was me, him, and Lay Stones. They had Project X, which was Marc Live, Kool Keith, and Tim Dog. And then you had the Project X affiliates, Jackie Jasper. You had all the other rappers, me, Lace, that featured on songs, but it was a hell of a ride, man. I'm still flying high off that shit to today. You know what I'm saying? Like it just put me in a position, a financial position, a noticeable position, and I couldn't let go of it, man. It was just something that it made a nigga dream come true. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I ain't take a lot of pictures with a lot of artists because he used to get mad. Like, Dog used to get mad, though. Like, I took a picture with Nas' manager, Anthony. I come to the studio the next day, he dissing Anthony on the fucking record. So I mind you, I didn't catch on to none of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. Joe Budden's from the town. Joe Budden's, one of his records was Focus. So I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, well, my man, Joe Budden's, this and that. I come to the studio next day, he got a freestyle uploaded, unfocused. Like, he dissing Joe Budden's. I'm like, oh, shit. So I still ain't learned my lesson yet. I still ain't learned my fucking lesson. I'm like, yo, Akon from Jersey City, this and that. I come to the studio next day, this nigga dissing Akon. I said, what the fuck? Then it dawned on me. We was in the 12. If you know anything about Atlanta, that's downtown, 400 West Peachtree Street. He had about 5 condos in that building. And he had like 5 in the 12 in Atlantic Station. Now, the 12 is broke down into 2 buildings. You got the resident side, the people that actually live there like us. And then you had the hotel side where people could come rent, and do what they do. So this one day I went downstairs to McAllister's on West Peachtree Street, and I was in the lobby, a hotel. I was sitting there writing these bars or whatever. I look up, I seen Joe Johnson from the Hawks, when he was playing for Atlanta Hawks, which he lived next door to me. Joe Johnson, he lived on the 31st floor. He lived right next door, him and Fat Joe. So, mind you, I'm moving too fast. I seen Fat Joe. So when I seen Fat Joe, I'm like, all right, the Bronx. I got the Bronx upstairs. He like, the Bronx upstairs? What you mean? He looked at me, he's smiling. I'm dead serious. I'm like, yo, Kool Keith and Tim Dog is upstairs in the studio. Like, come to the studio. That nigga repeated everything I said. He said, Kool Keith and Tim Dog is in the studio. That nigga looked at me, shook my hand, and kept it the fuck moving. Now, I'm thinking, I've said, damn, this nigga from the Bronx, they from the Bronx. He ain't fucking with, stars in his own hood. What the fuck is going on? I'm confused. So, I couldn't hold it in. I goes back telling nigga, I'm like, yo, I ran into Fat Joe. Now I got the picture on my phone. So he know Fat Joe is in the building. He like, what happened? You told him we was up here? I said, yeah. He's like, what'd he say? I said, what'd he say? He said the same shit I said. He repeated what I said, shook my hand, and kept it the fuck moving. He said he ain't doing that. He's like, doing what? So I'm laughing, and he really trying to wrap his head around it. I guess he thinking under the impression him and Fat Joe cool. Man, I come in the studio, fuck the next day. Later that day, this nigga got shit. And his whole thing was to test me. I realized all this now. His everything was just to test me because if I didn't hop on them records and added value to what he was doing, I was useless to him. You know, and he wasn't all about this records. The nigga had music. Like his album, Icon, he had a song called The Black Man is Beautiful. Yo, like the nigga had talent, man. Like he was past all the fuck Compton shit, Step to Me and all that. That was a phase. But the music he started making started enlightening and intriguing me. Cause I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm like, y'all can jump on that. And, you know, nah, you can't jump on that. Like, what the fuck? I could jump on all these disc records, but the whole time he was testing to see if I was really riding with him. Mind you, he didn't put out none of these disc records. I got all the disc records for them. I got every last one of them. The crew, everybody he dissed, top to bottom, I got them. You know, and he just told me, he said, you're gonna make it, but you're gonna be way older than what you is now. And I said, what the fuck that mean? He said, niggas is not fucking with you, bro. Like you rapping about God and the devil, you rapping about kidnapping Ku Klux Klan members, but you putting it in the street sense, and that shit is too intriguing to an ordinary mind. He's like, niggas can't even grasp what the fuck you talking about. And I'm like, but these mixtapes selling pretty good for a motherfucker not to grasp what he said. They doing it because they fuck with you. You know, you got people that fuck with you that just do shit, and then you just got the other niggas, the dick riders. And I'm like, the dick riders? He's like, yeah, all them niggas is dick riders. Now, mind you, Fat Joe manager at the time was in the condo. And I didn't know this. Like Mickey Benson, me and Mickey Benson was all right. You know, we had some words sometimes, but me and him was always laugh, jokey, fucking with the bitches. Just he was an OG, a little short nigga, and I used to laugh because when I was locked up, I used to laugh at old school, like gangsters, because I used to be like, y'all never evolved from stabbing a nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like that was 30 years ago. Niggas are shooting niggas now, blowing them off the map. And he like, what you think? I can't adapt? And I'm, you know, and that kind of brought us like closer because I'm like, nah, there ain't nobody scared of you, man. I can't see you extorting nobody. I'm looking this man dead in his face, and I'm like, yo, I can't see. I'm from Jersey. I ain't used to a gangster nigga getting extorted. Like if I think you gangster in my mind, I can't imagine. Even though I know everybody is scared of somebody, whether it's your mother, your father, uh, Frank Lucas, or an alligator, or a gorilla, or being trapped back against the wall with a lion. Everybody got some type of fear factor in them, you know. And the stories I was hearing about these dudes, and I'm with them, just made me question their judgment, you know. But everything was everything, and it turned out to be all love. And you know, Tim Dog, man, rest in peace, man. I can't even really get all this shit out. I think I really need to write the shit down and put it in perspective, but I need it to be authentic. So you might get bits and pieces here and there. You feel what I'm saying? Stories, but like memorable moments and shit like that, we had a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Tim Dog. Stop Dick Riding Podcast. And we going to sign off on that note, man.